Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Paddock Talk channel. Today, we're going to be giving you our reaction to the W12 Mercedes launched yesterday. We're a little bit late with this one, but there's a lot to cover this week, so we're just going to get straight into it. They've kept the black, they've got the turquoise, they've got the red of Ineos. To be honest, I really like this livery. It was so striking when they announced it last year, and I think even before that, 2018, 2019, even that 2020 livery that we never got, that they have been getting better and better, and that sort of solid turquoise of the Petronas, I really like it. They've got the red of the Ineos, which I wasn't a huge fan of, but I think it does look a little bit better this year. Um, and we can also see the increased AMG sponsorship at the back of the car, sort of replacing where those stars was or were. Sorry, I didn't really like the stars last year. It didn't really look close up. It looks fine, but sort of wide, it just sort of looked a bit bleh. But to be honest, a lot have been said about the AMG. I think it looks fine. I think they could have done it a little bit neater. There's a few mock-ups of it that made it look a little bit nicer. But overall, a big fan of this livery.
For me, I'm sort of undecided whether I like or dislike the livery. I think the last year's car was very nice. As you mentioned, the stars weren't a big selling point on it, but I didn't really notice them that much. This year, though, I can definitely notice the AMG branding at the back near the end of the sort of chassis. It's I think that just looks ugly with especially with like the red 44 that you can see in the photo of the launch car. I just don't get that whole thing there. I think it could have been integrated a lot better with that whole thing that they were trying to go for, like you said. But I'm just not a fan of it. The rest of the car I think looks stunning. You know, the black with the Petronas turquoise works really well as we saw last year. I like how they've still kept their staff and Nicky honouring his legacy. So I think if you just take away the rear portion of the car, it's quite a solid livery.
Yeah, I'm sort of with that here. It's got its potential. I think once we see it on track, I think it might convince me a bit more. But for the first two-thirds of the car, I really like it. I love the black and the light blue. But then after that, it just kind of goes downhill quite rapidly. I don't like the AMG branding at all. I think last year's livery, I liked that a lot. I wish they sort of kept that a bit, and just maybe made a few alterations to it. But I don't know. I'm not sold yet, personally.
I think from the front, I mean, like it was last year, it's just an absolute stunner from the front. And they've really nicely got those Petronas turquoise bits on the front wing as well. Um, I do agree as well. The numbering, the font they've used is slightly odd. It's not really filled in. And like you guys mentioned, the back, I wasn't, like I said before, I wasn't a huge fan of the stars. And, I feel like it's just I feel like they want to go back to silver, and that's what we've seen. They want to do, okay, but we need some silver. We have silver arrows, but we need the red of Ineos, but we need the black. Um, so it's kind of a mixture of ideas, I think, and different inputs. Um, but yeah, I still really like this livery. They can always tweak it. I mean, I think even looking at it now, the little turquoise element on the halo as well looks really nice. Um, and yeah, overall, I'm still a fan of this livery. And we've also got some helmets we can show you. Both drivers have revealed their helmets for the upcoming season. The got some nice portraits here of Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. The driver suits, like they were last year, are very nice black with the turquoise and white of Petronas. Hamilton's helmet, it's not the one that he used in Abu Dhabi in the later rounds last year, which was honestly an absolute stunner with the golden and purple and black. He's just gone for the purple and black design again. And I mean, he's come so far from his very basic Senna sort of inspired helmet they had at McLaren. But yeah, I'm a massive fan of this helmet. It's a really nice design. It goes so well with the black of the Mercedes, and we've also got Bottas's helmet as well. He's kept that blue. He's gone for sort of a slightly different design, sort of slightly lighter blue, which is, I mean, it's okay really. It's nothing special. A bit like Bottas in general. And yeah, what do you guys think?
So starting off with Hamilton's helmet, I think either one of the two helmets he wore last year would have been good for this year. They're both stunning helmets. I think that you mentioned it's a massive step from he's at the start of his career where he'd run a Senna-ish type helmet. And to be honest, I do actually kind of miss that. I hope that if this could be his last year, he does bring it back at one point during the season. But I think but regardless of that, this is still a very nice helmet. It works with the car. It's also works with his activism message that he's trying to portray as well. So overall, it's just a nice helmet. Move to Bottas's one. I actually quite like it. I don't think it's an incredible helmet design. I don't think it's brilliant, but I just like it. It's nice to look at. It's not as needlessly complex as last season's one, where it had like sort of on the side profile you could see it had like little bits of carbon mixed with it to try and like have like a digital glitch to it or something like that. But I like how he's integrated sort of a lighter blue with a darker blue. It's overall a nice helmet, but not, anything special, as you said.
I'm going to go against the grain here and say that although Hamilton's helmet is nice this year, I do much prefer the one from last year. I don't like this sort of double ring concept that they've both got this year, where I think it's the Monster Energy and the Crowd Strike going around the helmet. I'm not a big fan of that. But the design itself, it is quite nice, I do agree. I think he's made a few alterations to the way the colours are, but it's mostly the same as last year. It's overall quite a nice helmet, and hopefully throughout the year we may see a return of the black and gold that, as Tom mentioned earlier, we saw in Abu Dhabi, which was really, really nice. Moving on to Bottas's, it's alright. I didn't like his helmets before. This one's a little bit better. It's still not my sort of personal type if I was to have a helmet, let's say. It's still a decent helmet though, but it's that double ring layout they've got on both helmets this year that kind of ruins them both for me.
So that has been our instant reaction to the Mercedes W12. If you like the video, make sure you subscribe, give it a like, leave us a comment as well. We've also got a Twitter. The display name will be put on screen now, so make sure you go and give that a follow. We're trying to get to 50 followers, so that'd be really cool if we hit that. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. See you later.